Alright, dear students, you have several videos about that. Nonetheless, let's go over this very, very quickly. We are talking about addition and revision. Let's see if you checked, if you have seen my YouTube links. Question, dear student, what comes first, revision or addition?
Addition?
Dear student, addition. I think you have not seen my YouTube links. I don't think so. I'm gonna check, okay, the statistics. It comes first, revision. You revise. You do revise first. So revision deals with the content. What do I need? That structure. Do I have my book, my thesis? Yes, topic, sentence. And they asking, I remember I had a test, only one question. And it was like the only chapter I didn't study. Okay? So it's like I talk about the Industrial Revolution in Germany. And I knew everything about the Industrial Revolution in England. Everything. So I wrote it perfectly. Where did I got? A 0.5. Out of the effort. Out of 100, a 0.5, okay? So it's like, in general terms, for us, we have been doing the revision and addition little by little. But in general terms, you do revise for the content. Second, you do edit. And the editing part contains two parts, okay? A and B. So first of all, we are going to look for the errors. It's like search. It's the searching. And the second part could be to fix them. Right? Different ways of doing it. I provided a link of an English teacher that I really liked. And he goes, okay, what are we going to do is, because it's you who wrote it, it's hard for you to see your own mistakes, your own spots. So another one way is like I go from the very bottom, from the conclusion, and then body paragraphs, and then intro. So I'm going to read the very, very last sentence by its own. So I know if that sentence is not correlated to the previous one, I'm going to realize if it's a fragment sentence or if it's a run-on or not. And then I go the one behind, before, and before, and before, and all the way up. This is one method that is pretty good. A method that I use that I like a lot, it's like doing my shopping list. I should do that when I go shopping for shoes and things like that, because I end up buying more than I need. But when I go grocery shopping, I do my list. What do I need? I need my veggies. And I need A, B, C, D. Now I'm going to go into my meat. Okay? Well, let's change veggies and meat for areas that we make mistakes. And you want to personalize that in what is your diet, for instance. I like my veggies a lot. I like my fruits. So in my grocery is going to be a lot of bananas, strawberries, right? What are your common mistakes? Okay, dear student, what do you think? Punctuation. Yeah. We go, okay, within punctuation, I struggle with my commas. Okay, we got it. Dear student, what do you think? What could you improve? What area? Apart from punctuation.
Verbiage.
Sit.
Verbiage instead of repeating the same word over and over.
Okay, so what we are talking about is repetition and redundancy. Okay? So A, I want to avoid my repetition. So repetition is when you repeat the same word. Redundancy, we are talking about going over the same idea without repeating the same word, but going over the same idea. Okay. So, repetition, redundancy, okay. Punctuation, comma, semicolons. So dear student, what do you think you can improve? What is the area that you need? If it's there, you can say it.
It's already there. Basically everything that's there I need to improve on. The whole list.
Repetition, you didn't have so much a problem with that, but the commas, avoid fragments, no run-ons. Somebody could say, okay, for me it's the tone. I'm talking about the tone. It's too informal. I need to make it more formal. Or the word choice. Okay. So, how do I do that? I do my checklist, I do my grocery, and I'm like, when I go to the supermarket, okay, what I do is like, I'm not just going to, hey, I'm gonna get my bananas. And then afterwards, right after my bananas, I'm going to get my chicken. And then I go back into my oranges. I don't do that, right? I go to one alley, I go to one section, and I take everything I need. So that's how I want you to do that. You do this in isolation. One by one, I'm only going to see my commas, only. And I go into my paper, that's my paragraphs, okay? And I'm just going to look for the commas or the use of semicolons, only. Once I see them, I fix them. Now I have it, okay, checklist done. Now I need what? The tone in general terms. I would change that. Oh, the tone is not good. How can I improve my word choice? I look for synonyms, for instance, all right? So that's a way of fixing your paper, editing your paper. It's more productive, it's more efficient, okay? And it saves you time. Sometimes like, oh, I have seen it, I have read it hundreds of times and I don't see it. Another piece of advice I give you. On the last part, in your first draft, print it. Don't do it on your computer. Do not do it on the screen. It changes a lot. I used to work in translation, and then I went over, oh, everything looks good. And once I printed, I was like, really? It sounds so awkward in Spanish or in English. Like, how didn't I see that? Once it's printed, you realize of your mistakes better. Okay? So mahalo nui loa.